Someday, whether you like it or not, whether you want it or not, you're going to find yourself in a place where you are experiencing a level of kindness that you have no right to expect. My own experience was last year in a hospital where I just met some of the kindest human beings on this planet day after day after day in the hospital, and I was just so grateful to them. I wish I had more of it in my life. I wish I was a kinder person myself. I also wish that these two older white people didn't become the victims of black on white murder because of their kindness.
Attacked 60-year-old Diane Cothran in her car, threw her out of the car, leaving her paralyzed.
Cothran died from her injuries yesterday. Police reporter Harv Jacobs tells us the victim's friends say she died doing what she loved to do, helping.
Diane Cothran was part of a group called the Fab Five, 5 friends who were like family.
Diane was probably one of the most caregiving people that we've ever been around. I mean, there's nothing she couldn't do.
Diane did not have a selfish bing bong in her body. She would do anything for anybody at the drop of a hat.
In February, a woman Cothran was helping through her church asked Cothran to give her brother a ride home. North Charleston police say the man who needed the ride was Samuel Graham. Police say once inside the car, Graham beat Cothran in the neck and head.
Beat her and threw her out of her car and left her in the middle of the road to die.
Police found Diane Cothran here at the intersection of O'Hare and St. John's Avenues. They say her injuries were so severe that she couldn't speak and tell them what happened. Graham was later found behind the wheel of the woman's car and was arrested. Cothran was left paralyzed.
Oh my gosh. Just how? Why? You know, why would this happen to anybody, period? But to be doing what she was doing, you know, working through the church, it was just total unbelievable shock.
Now these women have to deal with the death of their dear friend.
It's been a blow. It's been a tremendous blow to all of us.
They want to remember the good times and the gifts they exchanged at Christmas.
I never cut off the tag. I know it seems kind of silly, but to know, hope you have a Merry Christmas, Diane. I will never cut that tag off of that Christmas ornament.
Samuel Graham remains behind bars, waiting to find out if the attempted murder charge will be changed to murder. Harv Jacobs, Live 5 News.
Samuel Graham's rap sheet goes back to 1996. It shows several arrests for assault and possession of a stolen vehicle.
Let's head on over to Las Vegas, where people still can't believe this kind, aging hippie was killed because he was on a bus asking people to be kind to one another.
Be nicer to passengers. Police say that's the last thing a 74-year-old man told the woman who pushed him off a bus.
Police say that victim hit his head and later passed away. News 3's Antonio Castellan joins us live from Fremont and 13th Street with the story and the arrest that followed.
Marie, this is the bus stop where the push happened. The 74-year-old hit the concrete head first. He was on his way home. Trevor Taylor tries to hold back the tears as he remembers his 74-year-old friend, Serge Fournier.
He was an excellent neighbor, very nice, religious person.
According to this Metro Police report, on March 21st, Fournier was riding on an RTC bus when he spotted 25-year-old Kadisha Bishop swearing at people. The report says witnesses heard Fournier tell Bishop to be nicer to passengers. As the 74-year-old used his walker to exit at 13th and Fremont, police say Bishop pushed Fournier forcefully with 2 hands. Fournier fell on his head.
After he was pushed off the bus, he came here for a day or two, and then his pain was so great that he had to call an ambulance and went to the hospital.
Fournier spent a month in the hospital before he passed away. The Clark County coroner determined he died from complications connected to the push.
No matter what his age, she should not have done that.
So have we ever seen Good Samaritans being taken advantage of, robbed, assaulted, murdered before? Oh yeah, that's why we're doing that story. The first one. This is not a one-off. This is not something we've never heard of before.
Please, sir. I want some more.
What?
Please, sir. I want some more.
We've documented that many, many times. You think about it, maybe the case of people doing a fender bender when they get and the person stops when people stage a fender bender, maybe that's even kind of a form of the Good Samaritan murder and robbery. Ditto for the bus. To me, if you're on a bus or a movie theater and you want to go up and tell a black person they're not behaving properly, go ahead. As long as you're ready for the consequences that we have documented here many times on a bus, in a movie theater, it gets very nasty very quick because black people just are not that into you. And they're not that into you coming up and telling them what to do because, as we heard from the guy who started the FUBU club for black people in Brooklyn, they asked him why he started that. He just said, well, 4 billion years of white slavery, white oppression. And so they're just not that into you. And if you don't know that, during your interactions in a car or on the bus, you just might make some black kids very angry.